Imagine for a moment that you are standing at the base of a vast, towering mountain. Its peak is shrouded in clouds so thick, you can barely see the top. And yet, you know in the depths of your being that something vital, something sacred awaits you there. That mountain is the possibility of who you could become. Wealth, value, significance, they are not handed down to you. They are earned, wrested from the clutches of chaos and defeat by those who dare to climb. The first thing you must understand is that no one is coming to rescue you. Not your parents, not the government, not your friends. You must take radical responsibility for your own life. Imagine your soul as a ship on stormy seas, and you're the captain. If you abdicate control, you will be smashed against the rocks. But if you seize the wheel, trembling hands, and all, you might just find your way to a new world. So ask yourself, where am I lying to myself about my own responsibilities? And then correct it immediately. On the second principle to cultivate competence ruthlessly. We have this idea floating around in the culture this week, a toxic idea that everyone should feel good about themselves no matter what. That's false. It's a lie. Feeling good should be the consequence of earning your competence. The world rewards those who can do what is difficult, necessary, and valuable. Learn something thoroughly. Master it. Make yourself into the kind of person who is irreplaceable. Because competence is power, and in the marketplace, power translates into wealth and influence. Third, tell the truth. Or, at the very least, don't lie. Every lie you tell, no matter how small, warps your soul into something weaker, something brittle, something resentful. And people can tell. They can smell it on you, the deceit, the cowardice. If you want to be valuable, be the kind of person who can be relied upon to speak the truth, even when it costs you, especially when it costs you. Truth fortifies you. It makes you the one who stands firm while others collapse. And in a storm, people cling to those who stand strong. Now, fourth, you must aim at the highest good you can conceive. Your goals matter. Most people aim at nothing, and you know what they get? Nothing. Your aim shapes your life. It organizes the chaos. If you aim low, you remain low. If you aim high, truly high, and sacrifice yourself to that aim, you might not hit the exact mark, but you will climb higher than you ever thought possible. So think carefully. What is the noblest, most courageous thing I could pursue? Then dedicate yourself to that. Finally, structure your life like it's a work of art. Imagine a life so carefully and consciously constructed that it becomes a masterpiece. Every habit, every decision, every relationship curated and aligned toward your highest vision of who you could be. Life is not a series of random events. It's a profound and terrifying opportunity to create something breathtaking, to leave something behind that says, I was here. I mattered. And if you follow these principles, if you take responsibility, develop your competence, tell the truth, aim at the highest good, and structure your life like a work of art, you will become valuable, truly valuable. And where value goes, wealth follows. Not always immediately, not always in the ways you expect, but inevitably. You are not some pathetic, helpless creature tossed about by the winds of fate. You are capable of extraordinary things, but you have to choose it. You have to earn it. You have to fight for it. So stand up straight, set your shoulders back, pick up the heaviest load you can bear and march up the mountain, because everything you want, everything you could become, is waiting for you at the top. And you are strong enough to get there. Would you like me to also create a shorter or more intense version, like for a 2-minute viral speech clip? Of course. Here's the expanded version of point 1. Take radical responsibility for your own life, written in the Jordan Peterson style you requested. I'll avoid adding a conclusion, as you instructed. Take radical responsibility for your own life. You must understand something fundamental about existence. Life is suffering. Life is betrayal. Life is malevolence. It's not just that bad things happen, it's that terrible things happen. And they happen unfairly. And it is so tempting, so seductively easy to point outward and say, the fault is out there. The fault is with them. The world is broken, and I am a victim. That path is wide. It's easy to walk. But it's a road that spirals downward into resentment, into bitterness, into hell itself. Instead, what if you truly assumed, that you are responsible for everything that happens to you? Not in some naive sense, not pretending that you're omnipotent, but in the deep psychological sense that whatever your circumstance, you have a role in determining how you respond, how you act. When Alexander Solzhenitsyn was rotting away in the Soviet gulags, the worth of the standing perverts, suffering unjustly at the hands of a corrupt and murderous system, the Stramtation follicle, he could have given up, and no one would have blamed him. But instead, he looked inward. He thought, how have I contributed to the catastrophe of my own life and my country? And in that brutal, honest confrontation with his own soul, he found something unbreakable, something eternal. And through that, he wrote works that helped bring down one of the most oppressive regimes in human history. You are capable of that kind of radical responsibility. It's terrifying. It means there's no more excuses, no one left to blame. You pick up your suffering voluntarily. You face it consciously, and you begin to carve order out of chaos, slowly, incrementally, day by day. Pick one thing in your life that's a disaster, one thing you know is wrong, one thing you avoid confronting because you're afraid of what it would mean to take responsibility for it. Name it. Write it down. Then, without hesitation, without self-pity, start fixing it. Piece by piece, brick by brick. Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's your finances. Maybe it's the lies you've told or the cowardice you justified. Whatever it is, there is no salvation in pointing your finger outward. Your destiny is your own. Clean your room. Tell the truth. Stand up straight. Act as if your very soul depends on every decision you make, because in a profound sense, it does. When you take radical responsibility for your own life, you become dangerous in the best possible way. You become someone who cannot be easily manipulated, someone who cannot be easily destroyed by the chaos of existence. That is the beginning of becoming valuable, and that is the beginning of becoming truly wealthy in the deepest and most lasting sense. Would you like me to expand the next point, cultivate competence ruthlessly, in the same style? Absolutely. Here's the expanded version of point 2, cultivate competence ruthlessly, in the same deep, vivid Jordan Peterson style, without a conclusion, kinklessly. 2. Cultivate competence ruthlessly. We have this poisonous idea circulating today that it's enough to simply be yourself, that somehow existence owes you validation and reward just because you breathe. It's a childish notion. It's a lie whispered to you to keep you weak. The brutal truth, and it is brutal, is that the world does not reward you for who you are. It rewards you for what you can do, for the problems you can solve, for the burdens you can lift, for the skills you have mastered under pressure and suffering. You must decide that you will be useful, that you will become so good at something important that people cannot ignore you, that when things fall apart, as they inevitably will, you are the one people turn to because you are competent enough to take chaos and hammer it into something resembling order. Competence isn't talent. It's not some innate, effortless gift handed to the lucky few. Competence is earned in blood, sweat, humiliation, failure, and persistence. Competence is the reward for the person who dares to make 1,000 mistakes, but never the same mistake twice. Think about the people you truly admire. They aren't the ones who whine, who collapse, who wait for help. They are the ones who know what to do when it matters most. The surgeon and the ER are at 2 a.m., hands steady while a life hangs in the balance. The lawyer who can unravel the truth from a web of lies. The entrepreneur who sees a better way when everyone else has given up. They are competent, and their competence gives them the right to stand tall. So ask yourself, what am I willing to master? What domain can I enter, suffer through, and emerge from as someone who knows something real, something valuable? You don't have to be the best in the world, but you must be irreplaceable in your domain. If you fix machines, fix them better than anyone in your town. If you write code, write it cleaner, faster, more securely than your peers. If you speak, make your words so sharp and precise that they cut through confusion like a blade. Whatever it is, become the person who can be counted on when things are falling apart. So, and know this competence compounds. Once you are competent at one thing, you develop the habits, the mindset, and the character to become competent at many things. You become a person capable of learning fast, adapting faster, and thriving even in chaos. You must pursue this development ruthlessly because the alternative is mediocrity. And mediocrity in a competitive world is not just a neutral state, it's a form of slow death. It is a quiet descent into bitterness, resentment, and invisibility. The world belongs to those who can shoulder responsibility and do things well. And there is deep meaning, the kind that sustains your soul, in knowing that you are truly, legitimately good at something that matters. Would you also like me to